Chapter 25, Similar Triangles, page 206. This is a great chapter. It gives you an insight on geometry, another chapter leading us into the next core content that you will be talking about next year. Let's get started, starting with the warm-up. Not a difficult warm-up, of course. If you want to skip this part because you could probably do it, great. But I would do it just because it's a great problem. A sign is 7 feet tall and casts a 5-foot shadow. I'm going to draw that first sentence, a sign. We could even say it's a stop sign if you want. 7 foot tall. And it makes a shadow. I'm going to do a dashed line of 5 feet. Okay. A building that's next to it casts a shadow. So I'm going to do a big shadow of 35 feet. How tall is a building? We don't know what that is. Of course, after you draw the picture, there's a lot of ways you could go about this. You could look at from 5 feet to 35. How did I get from here to here? And then do the same process. You can make 2 fractions. Cross, multiply, divide, however you see fit. My people that will see this instantly, how did I get from 5 to 7? That's 7. 7 times 7, 49. Very straightforward. I do want to show the mathematical side of it because you know that I love math. I'm going to keep x over my fraction, x over 35 equals, keeping it the same, so that means 7 is on top. 7 over 5. And this is where cross multiply. Oop, I totally missed. 5 times x is 5x. 7 times 35, I forgot. Let me take out my calculator. 7 times 35, 245. You already know my last and favorite step, divide. X equals 245 divided by 5, 49. Okay. However you see fit, of course, I know a lot of us love doing the butterfly method. This butterfly method will get me through a lot of what we're about to do in this lesson. Next part, pause if you need to. Groundwork. A photography company wants to put your pose on a billboard. The height of the base of the neck to the top of your head is 20 inches. But the billboard, the height increases to 75. If the length from one shoulder to the other is 18 inches, what would be the length on the billboard? Okay, let's check it out. So, they say it's 20 inches initially for your head. And then the height increases to 75. Shoulder to shoulder, 18 inches. So what is this one? Again, this is a little harder because I can't do anything times this to give me 75 right away in my head. So here will be the perfect opportunity to do a fraction. Little cross multiply divide. We'll keep x on top, so x over 75 equals, keeping x in correlation, corresponding side, so I'm going to keep 18 on top over 20. Cross multiply, 20 times x, 20x. Grab a calculator here. Remember, for your TSI, you will have an online calculator. 1350. Divide. X equals 1350 divided by 20, 67.5. Pretty nice, pretty good setups. That's going to lead into nice practice in just a second. If you need to pause, please do so. Moving on to the next problem, exercise B. Okay, so a couple notes here. Okay, this is dealing with a lot of geometry. We're going to label the corresponding sides and angles of the two similar triangles. Follow your instructor, which is me. And here we go. If ABC and DEF are similar triangles, what are the corresponding angles and sides? I'm going to let you right know these are similar triangles, so let's make them look like it. A is corresponding to D. B is corresponding to E. C is corresponding to F. Looking at sides now, going in order, A to B is corresponding to D to E. B to C is corresponding to E to F. And A to C is corresponding to D to F. What are all these markings? It's just letting me know that these are the same angles and corresponding sides. Actually, I shouldn't have done this with my sides because these are not the same length. But for right now, I'm just letting you know that these are in correspondence to each other. These little markers symbolize congruency. So like I said, the side lengths are not the same. The angles are the same, but the side lengths are not, okay? So if I look at this real fast, angle A corresponds to angle D. Angle E corresponds to angle B. Angle C corresponds to angle F. AB corresponds to DE, I'm sorry. BC corresponds to EF. There you go. DF corresponds to AC. Not going to go into a lot of detail on why they're in a specific order. Your geometry teacher would teach you that next year. Extending. ABC are similar triangles, and the ratio of the sides of ABC to DEF is 2 to 3. That's very important. What is the length of EF if BC is 4? So 2 to 3 is just my little fraction of 2 over 3. Okay, and I'm going to label it triangle ABC and triangle DEF. And so if BC is 4, what is EF? How to get from here to here? That's 2. 2 times 2, 6. Pretty straightforward. Not very difficult, ladies and gentlemen. So please, if you need additional assistance, please let me know. It's a very, very good lesson. Moving on to exercise B. Pause if you need to. Same process. Solving for x, I'm going to do x over 30 equals 2.5 over 5. If we go in reverse, how do I get from 5 to 30? That's 6. So I can easily do 2.5 times 6. Get my calculator. 2.5 times 6 is 15. If we solve it real fast, going the long ways, 5x equals 75. 5, x equals 15. Looks good. Oh no, my ink. All right. Moving on to the next section, the approach. It's the same type of problems. You could probably do all of this on your own just looking at the warm-up. Building is 15 feet tall, 9 feet shadow. Woman casts a shadow of 3 feet. How tall is she? Going backwards, divide by 3 gives me 3. Divide by 3 gives me 5. Very nice when they're whole numbers. Of course, if they're fractions, you would just reduce, or you could use decimal and convert your answers into decimals, okay? Moving on to the next page. I think that's going to be the issue with your practice or fractions. So please, if you have questions, just let me know. I definitely recommend converting everything to decimals. The triangles are 3, 4, 5. This is actually a perfect right triangle, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. 3, 4, 5. The second triangle, 25 feet. What is the length of the shortest side? This is my short side, so it wants to know what this is. Going backwards or going this way to this way. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 3 is 15. Or you can cross multiply and divide. I'm losing ink here. Switch it up to blue. Your practice before you get started, like I said, you'll solve however you need to. Make sure you convert these into decimals if that makes it easier. And same thing on number 3. Again, if you have any questions, please bring your questions to class. Y'all have a great day.